One important issue in networking is the performance of the network, how good the network is. So, a lot of characteristics are there to measure the performance of a network. So, we will see those characteristics in this video. First characteristics is bandwidth. We have seen the bandwidth in two different contexts, right? One is bandwidth in hertz and the second one is bandwidth in bit per second. If we go through this bandwidth in hertz, we can define it as actually the range of frequencies contained in a composite signal, or in other way, range of frequencies a channel can pass. Just for example, we can say that the bandwidth of a subscriber telephone line is 4 kilohertz. This is the bandwidth of the corresponding channel. Whereas the bandwidth in bit per second is actually the number of bits per second that a channel or a link or even a network can transmit. So in 1 second, how much data can be transferred over that link? That is bandwidth in bit per second. Just for example, and can say that bandwidth of a fast Ethernet network is a maximum of 100 megabit per second. In the sense, this fast Ethernet can transfer maximum 1 megabit in 1 second. And second characteristic is throughput. Throughput is actually a measure of how fast we can actually send the data over the network. So we'll be confused, right? Both bandwidth and throughput actually seems the same, right? But they are different. We'll see how they are different. A link may have a bandwidth of b bit per second, but we can only send t bit per second through this link, with t always less than b. Okay, b is the bandwidth, t is the throughput, and t will be always less than b. That is the normal case. That means the bandwidth is a potential measure of a link, maximum how much it can be transferred over a link. That is the bandwidth. Whereas the throughput is an actual measure, actually how much data we can transfer over the network. That is the measure called throughput. For example, we may have a link with a bandwidth of 1 megabit per second, but the devices connected to the end of the link may handle only 200 kilobit per second. Even if we have a high bandwidth link whose capacity is 1 megabit per second, but the problem here is that the end devices connected to this network is having only a capacity of handling 200 kilobit per second. So in that case, whatever may be the capacity of the link, we can transfer only up to 200 kilobit per second. So this is a throughput in this case. Bandwidth is actually 1 megabit per second, but the throughput is 200 kilobit per second. So we can see an example here. A network with bandwidth of 10 megabit per second can pass only an average of 12,000 frames per minute, with each frame carrying an average of 10,000 bits. What's the throughput of this network? So bandwidth given as 10 megabit per second, and it can actually transfer this much frames, 12,000 frames per minute. Actually we are measuring per second, right? So we have to convert this into per second, and each frame is of 10,000 bits. So that much 12,000 into 10,000 bits will be the total amount of data transfer. Divided by 60 is actually per second this much amount of data can be actually transferred. So throughput is actually this much number of frames into frames per bit divided by 60, that is 2 megabit per second only. That is, even if we are having a bandwidth of 10 megabit per second, we can utilize it up to only 2 megabit per second. This is the throughput. So throughput is almost 1/5 of the bandwidth in use. This is the difference between throughput and bandwidth. And the third characteristic is actually latency or delay. Latency is actually sum of 4 different component delays: propagation time, transmission time, queuing time, and processing delay. We will see all those terms. So if we define this propagation delay altogether, the latency or delay, which can be defined as how long it takes an entire message to completely arrive at the destination from the time the first bit is sent out from the source. So the total gap, the moment the first bit is sent from the source and the last bit received at the destination. That much gap is there, that is called actually delay or latency. We can say that latency is made of 4 components: propagation time, transmission time, queuing time, and processing delay. We will see one by one. First one is propagation time. Propagation time actually measures the time required for a single bit to travel from source to destination. So if we take the case of a single bit, how long it takes for that bit to transfer from source to destination. That is called propagation time, and the propagation time is actually calculated by dividing the distance by speed. Usually time is calculated by distance by speed, right? Here also the same equation. Propagation time is equal to distance traveled over the network divided by propagation speed. So propagation speed of an electromagnetic signal actually depends on 2 factors: the medium, what type of medium through which that signal travels, and on the frequency of the signal, what type of signal we are using. Okay. For example, in vacuum, the light is propagated with a speed of 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, right? It is slower in case of air and much slower in case of a physical cable. You see an example. What is the propagation time if the distance between the 2 points is 12,000 kilometers? Assume that propagation speed 2.4 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second in the cable. So this is scenario. Distance is 12,000 kilometers and the speed of the corresponding medium is 2.4 into 10 raised to 8. We can directly apply the equation. Propagation time is equal to distance divided by speed. So we can directly apply 12,000 kilometers. So you convert that into meter actually. So this is the actual result. And next measure is the transmission. The next component in the delay is the transmission time. Transmission time. In data communication, we don't just send one bit, right? So in the case of a propagation time, we are considering only one bit, but that is not the case. We have a sequence of bits for the entire message, right? So we are bothered about how long that entire message takes to travel from source to destination. So transmission time is such a measure. The first bit may take a time equal to the propagation time to reach its destination, and the last bit also may take the same amount of time, right? So there is a time between the first bit leaving the sender and the last bit arriving at the receiver. So how long it travel along the way? The first bit leaves earlier and arrives earlier. The last bit leaves later and arrives later, right? Yeah. The transmission time, if we try to define it, depends on the size of the message. Okay. How long for the entire message means how long the message is actually. Yeah. So the transmission time of a message depends on the size of the message and the bandwidth of the channel. How much this channel can occupy at a time. That also be a factor. So transmission time, we can say that it is actually depends on the message size and bandwidth. So that is equal to message size divided by bandwidth. Using this equation, we can compute the transmission time. For example, what are the propagation time and the transmission time for a 2.5 kilobyte message if the bandwidth of the network is 1 gigabit per second? Assume that the distance between the sender and the receiver is 12,000 kilometers and that light travels at 2.4 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So first we are asking for propagation time and transmission time. Propagation time we can calculate using this equation, the propagation distance by propagation speed, right? That is propagation time. Distance by propagation speed. Distance is actually 12,000 kilometer divided by speed. So that is 50 millisecond, right? And the transmission time, we can apply the second message size divided by the corresponding bandwidth. So message size is actually 2.5 kilobytes, right? So 2,500 into, it is in kilobytes, so we have to convert it into bits. So into 8 divided by the corresponding bandwidth, that is 1 gigabit per second, 10 raised to 9. So we will get this. Another component for this total delay or latency is queuing time, the third component. The time needed for each intermediate or end device to hold the message. Queue, the time of queuing, how much time each message or each bit is waiting along the different queues over the network path. That is the queuing time. The queuing time is not a fixed factor, changes with the load, how much traffic is there over the network, like that. Those components are there to contribute to the queuing time. When there is heavy traffic on the network, obviously the queuing time also increases. At intermediate devices such as router queues the arrived messages and process them one by one. Usually like that is the case. Each and every router intermediate along the network will queue these messages from different sources, right? And they process each one by one, consulting this routing table and all. So if there are many messages, each message will have to wait. Okay, so that is the queuing time. And we have another measure to measure the performance of a network, that is called bandwidth delay product. Bandwidth delay product